Hey guys, this is a 2009 Honda Civic. I had a AC pump that was making a bunch of noise, and it was smoking. Pretty obvious. AC didn't work. Um, Pretty obvious that the bearing was bad. I did stethoscope it just for fun, and yeah, it was super loud compared to the water pump and the alternator. So the Chilton says to take off the black plastic cover on the top here, take out the condenser alternator and the condenser fan on the passenger side. I took the bolts out. I was going to take it out, but it seemed stuck in the bottom. There is a method that you really don't need to do that to get it out. So basically, take your belt off. You kind of know what to do. Well, maybe you don't, but um, take your belt off. It's a 19 millimeter um, boss or bolt kind of thing on the tensioner. Slowly apply pressure on that hydraulic tensioner. It'll keep moving slowly. Then you can reach in and slide your belt off. Um, Obviously, you want to discharge your AC system properly. If you have refrigerant in there, mine didn't, so I had nothing to do. And then, so I removed the alternator, took off a little bracket. I'll show you that guy in a minute. I also removed I didn't remove the fan. The wire clip, there's a wire clip here that was bent or sticking straight towards the engine. I bent it up. I will fix it, or maybe just put the wire back in it the way it is when it's done. They gave me a little more room to slide the compressor out of here. I just did this yesterday. I should remember. I think I had to put the pulley up and then pull it up looking straight at me. It was a little tight, obviously, between the converter and the rubber cover on the hydraulic tensioner. Be careful, you don't want to damage that. And then tight in between here. If your fan comes out, I guess I would have a lot of room. Now that it's loose and I have the wire off, it should just slide up, but there's two little pins that slide into little plastic grommets or something. Mine's kind of rusted and so it's stuck, and I didn't really want to mess with it and end up breaking something. So there's a 12 millimeter bolt here that goes into a bracket. I'll show you in a second. And then there's two 12 millimeter bolts that hold the bracket to the block. I took that off because you needed it for access. Two 12 millimeters on the top of the AC pump and two underneath. I'll go over that in a second too. The ones on the bottom I hit with some penetrant because they were a little crusty. I broke them free with a wrench from the bottom. Then I came up here with an air ratchet and I zipped them out. Probably don't have to put it on a lift. I took the tire off just to get a little bit of access to look at the belt and do a couple other things. Probably don't need a lift. I have it on a mid-rise like scissor lift, but you could do all of it from up here and not need that. The AC lines had two 10 millimeter, I think a nut and a bolt holding those on. Had no pressure, so I was able to take that off no problem. And I didn't want to do this again or deal with any leaks, so I called Honda and got the part numbers, as you'll see here, for the O-rings, for the suction and discharge lines. I figured, I'll just get them from them. I have an assortment of them. I probably could have just matched some up, but I'm like, well, if I get the right ones, whatever. And then as for brackets and other things, I took the alternator off completely. Again, you could leave the wires connected and just flip it back over on top of the valve cover, as some guys do. But I took this bracket off for one of the wire clips for the alternator. And then this is the bracket that the hydraulic tensioner goes on. It goes on the bolt that I'm holding with my fingers. And then these two bolts. So you'll have to use a little bit of a combination of sockets and extensions to get to them easily. I think I used this medium, I'll call it, deep well 12 millimeter and a 4-inch extension. And then I used this on the, if you're looking from the top, the lower right, the closest bolt on the AC pump to the converter. Just that guy I think worked all right. And then I used a 4-inch extension and this little regular 12 millimeter socket to get to the other lower one. So yeah, all the bolts I got taken out from the top. And yeah, I'm about to stick the other one compressor back in here in a second. I'm going to put the new O-rings on. And then, hopefully there's no other leaks in the system. So just in part, or in, I don't know, a recap, that's kind of what you need to do. Fan can stay, but alternator's got to come off. Honestly, plastic cover I think could have stayed too. I didn't know that. I wasn't going to get the fan out and that it didn't really need to come out. But now you know. Now I know. Yeah, here's the extension that I used. So I think it's a 4-inch 3/8 drive. Go for it. You can do it. Good luck.